In July of 2023, a British YouTuber named Andrew uploaded a terrifying video titled "The Scariest Video I've Ever Recorded" to his channel, Proving Demons. Andrew's channel primarily focuses on paranormal investigation, and he often documents footage of his adventures exploring various haunted and abandoned locations across the United Kingdom. In this particular video, Andrew, along with a few of his friends, decided to investigate an abandoned haunted house situated somewhere in England. As the explorers began their video, they drove for almost 30 minutes to locate the abandoned facility. They then parked their car near the road and continued the rest of the journey on foot. After walking for a while, they eventually arrived at the haunted building. Once inside, the explorers immediately mentioned that they were already on edge and noted that the building had a very eerie atmosphere. Nonetheless, they hoped for the best and eventually got back to their investigation. During the initial minutes of their investigation, they cautiously moved through the building, searching to see if anyone was currently inside. Fortunately for the explorers, they didn't hear or see anything unusual during this time. They then decided to conduct a test using the ghost hunting equipment that they had brought. During their test, they did get some readings, but nothing too conclusive to indicate that the building was haunted. The explorers then decided to leave that floor and conduct the test on the upper levels. However, as they were conducting the test, that's when they made a chilling discovery.
I don't like that. Can we also address the giggling? Yeah. Like, I'm 99% sure that's actual people outside.
We literally got. What's the matter? Somebody's here.
Okay, let's go downstairs.
That's the stairs there. Alright, somebody's here. Oh, great. Come on, you guys, me and Alex up front. Wait. Hold up, let me put some stuff away. Move back for a second so I can put my stuff away.
Keep on the stairway. Keep on the stairway.
Careful. Do not run. Yeah, I know.
After hearing the loud bangs, the explorers, startled by the commotion, immediately started walking away from the noises. As they retreated, they heard even more noises coming from the same direction. Recognizing the potential danger that they were in, they ultimately decided to leave the building and began walking down the stairs. However, as they were approaching the exit, that's when they encountered something extremely disturbing.
Is this a way out? Oh, where?
Run left.
Find an exit. Just go. Find an exit. No, that's the way out.
After repeatedly hearing loud banging noises, the explorers immediately ran out of the building. However, even after leaving, they couldn't find a proper route back to their car. For the next several minutes, they struggled to navigate their way out of the property, and every time they found a path, they would either get stuck or end up getting lost in a dense maze of bushes. Disturbingly, the loud bangs continued and grew closer, and it seemed as if whoever was inside was actively searching for them. As a result, their only option now was to keep hiding behind the bushes and hope that the individual wouldn't find them.
This ain't the way out. Stop panicking. Go.
They've got weapons.
What? What? It doesn't matter, dude.
They have some sort of weapon.
You know.
I heard them firing now. I don't know what it is. It could be a pellet gun. It sounded like a chainsaw.
No.
It could be a fucking BB gun. It could be something, but it's definitely something you don't want to walk into.
Okay.
Listen to me very, very clearly. I can see crystal clear right now. No lights. You need to listen to me. I told you this came out. Whatever you say, you do. Don't question me. You just come in.
There's lights on in there. They're looking for, get down. They're looking for us. What'd they say? What did he say?
He said, come out and do something bad for you. Go, Andrew, these people aren't, they're clearly not.
By this point, the explorers had been hiding behind the bushes for almost 20 minutes, and Andrew stopped recording at some point as his sole focus was to escape the situation. Although he didn't capture this on camera, he later mentioned that they ran back inside the building, as the only exit they knew was the one they had initially entered from. However, when they got to the building, they saw 3 armed men chasing them. The explorers, driven by pure survival instinct, continued to run back to the car, all while the men pursued them. Fortunately for the explorers, they made it back to their car just in time and immediately drove off. They later called the police and mentioned everything they had witnessed within the building. The cops eventually arrived at the location and went after the armed men. When Andrew got home, he mentioned that this was one of the scariest things he had ever encountered. And he also noted that they were extremely fortunate that night to have escaped the potentially life-threatening situation with only a few minor scratches and injuries.
So the A15 is a camera.
Oh, God.
Oh my God, blue lights.
Yeah, they're on a mission. So they're getting the gun team and everything.
Yeah, they've already got a firing squad there and dogs. And he's got a dog, yeah.
If you've enjoyed the video so far, it would mean a lot if you considered subscribing. Over 95% of you watching haven't subscribed yet. Your support really helps the channel grow, and in return, I promise to keep bringing you guys the best quality content. Now let's get back to the video. In February of 2024, a German YouTuber named Felix uploaded a rather disturbing video titled "Exploring an Abandoned Hotel in Italy" to his channel, Adventure Buddy. Felix's channel is dedicated to urban exploration, and for almost a decade he's been documenting footage of his adventures exploring various abandoned locations around the world. In this particular video, Felix, along with 2 of his friends, decided to explore an abandoned luxury hotel located somewhere in Italy. According to Felix, the hotel was abandoned sometime between the early and mid-2000s. Since its abandonment, the building has unfortunately become a haven for squatters and homeless individuals, but the explorers remained undeterred and set out to explore the abandoned hotel. As they began their exploration and entered the building, they immediately noted that the hotel, despite being abandoned for decades, was in a relatively good condition, suggesting it had fortunately not been vandalized by looters or squatters. As they explored further, they discovered an indoor swimming pool, a massage parlor, and even a sauna. Fascinated by their discoveries, the explorers continued their exploration. For almost the next 10 minutes, the explorers moved from one side of the building to another, and everything up to this point seemed to be going quite smoothly for them, as they didn't hear or see anything that indicated anyone was currently inside the building with them. The explorers then decided to leave that section and decided to explore the upper levels. However, as they were approaching one of the rooms, that's when they made a chilling discovery.
Ich habe so das Gefühl, dass das Ding pleite gegangen ist. In manchen Zimmern hast du hier so Aufkleber, wie so Insolvenzaufkleber. Zumindest kenne ich das. Oh, mein Gott, der Wind fegt hier auch durch. Zumindest kenne ich das aus Deutschland so. Was natürlich heißen würde, dass hier wahrscheinlich nicht mehr allzu viel Inventar zurückgelassen wurde, wenn es wahrscheinlich dann irgendwie alles veräußert wurde. Naja, hier sind wir auf jeden Fall. Was? Okay. Unschwer zu erkennen. Jetzt sind wir hier aber auf der Etage mit den Hotelzimmern und hier steht doch tatsächlich noch was drin. Da hätte ich jetzt nicht mit gerechnet. Betten, Schränke, also es war alles so Einbauschränke. Es riecht so, ne? Du? Es riecht so, ne? Als wäre hier irgendwie noch jemand. ist auch.
After hearing noises coming from one of the rooms, Felix immediately froze and remained in his position to determine their source. He eventually left the hallway and entered a different room. During this time, he discovered a few empty bottles and noted that the room had a very strange smell. Disturbingly, his friend mentioned that he had also found several garbage bags and more empty bottles in a different room. By this point, they suspected that people might be living inside the building and could be responsible for causing the noises. The explorers then decided to investigate their source and eventually moved towards the room. However, as they were approaching the door, that's when they stumbled upon something truly disturbing.
Ist auch, da hat definitiv wer gelebt.
Ja, auch wenn man sich mal diesen Stuhlkreis da anguckt, der da auf dem...
Entweder ist das hier so eine kleine Partyhöhle oder eine Crackhöhle, wie man das immer so kennt, so. Weil da hinten, ist Haufen Bierflaschen, da haben Leute geschlafen, da sind Müllsäcke aufgehangen, sogar gegrillt wurde da anscheinend.
So riecht sie auch, finde ich.
Ja.
Hier, finde ich, riecht's verkohlt. Oh. Ist da was hinter? Sorry. Oh, sorry. Sorry. Oh. Oh.
Everything alright?
Mach mal die Kamera weg. English? Can you do this? Okay. Okay. Sorry, just taking photos, okay? Okay, thank you.
We're going.
Ciao. Oh, mein Herz. Mein Herz, das habe ich ja noch nie erlebt.
As soon as the explorers approached the room, a man suddenly appeared out of nowhere and opened the door. Startled by his presence, the explorers immediately began apologizing. However, after their brief exchange, the man aggressively shut the door and went back to the room. After this chilling encounter, the explorers immediately left that hallway and started walking in the opposite direction. To make matters even more disturbing, the explorers later mentioned that the man was most likely a homeless individual who appeared to be intoxicated. When the individual opened the door, the explorers noticed that the man had dilated eyes and also spotted illegal substances lying on the side of the table. By this point, the explorers had lost interest in exploring or investigating the building further. As a result, they ultimately decided to end their exploration, and they managed to make it out of the building without any harm. Nevertheless, the explorers were extremely fortunate that day that the individual wasn't aggressive or hostile towards them, as encounters of this nature often end with explorers being harassed or even attacked by people with sinister intentions. These right here are two YouTubers named May and Zek, who in November of 2023 uploaded a chilling video titled "Trapped Inside an Abandoned High School" to their channel Urbex Vibes. Their channel primarily focuses on urban exploration, and they frequently share footage of their experiences exploring various abandoned locations across North America. In this particular video, Zek and May decided to explore an abandoned high school located somewhere in the United States. As the duo began their exploration and entered the building, they immediately noted that the structures inside were in a terrible condition, with crumbling walls and ceilings, along with debris and trash scattered everywhere. During the initial minutes of their exploration, they also stumbled upon a no trespassing sign near the entrance. Nonetheless, the explorers remained optimistic and eventually got back to their exploration. As they explored further, they discovered several signs suggesting recent activity by scrappers or squatters. But fortunately for the duo, they didn't hear or see anything that indicated anyone was currently inside the building. The explorers then decided to leave that section of the school and decided to check out the upper levels. However, as they were walking through the hallway, that's when they stumbled upon something truly disturbing.
Wow, it goes two different ways.
Whoa.
It goes this way,
I guess we start
and it goes
this
that way. Yeah, we'll try that. This is a really pretty wing.
Wow.
Look how, like, colorful it is.
That's a pretty
Different
hallway.
colors on different walls.
Oh shit. There's definitely somebody in here.
Yeah, so let's go see if it's a scrapper and explore.
You can hear them. Turn your phone on vibrate just in case. Scrappers. They're using machinery. You can hear it. They're cutting stuff. Another place, another scrapper.
We can't get away from them.
They're cutting pipes or something.
They're smashing.
After hearing noises coming from the end of the hallway, the duo immediately ran off and went in the opposite direction. For the next several minutes, they listened intently, trying to determine its source. The duo initially considered heading towards the noise, as they suspected it might have been caused by either a fellow explorer or a group of scrappers. However, they soon changed their minds, given that a scrapper could potentially be armed with a sledgehammer or even a weapon. This posed a significant risk, as the scrapper might use it against the explorers if they felt threatened or cornered. Recognizing the potential danger that they were in, they wisely chose not to investigate the noises and turned their attention into exploring the lower levels. However, as they were walking down the stairs, that's when they encountered something once again.
We're gonna come back here.
I don't know where they are. What?
I don't know.
Obviously, they're banging on some sort of pipes or something.
Oh, they're making a lot of noise, man.
See, the problem with this is us being in here at the wrong time, because they're gonna cause attention. They're gonna cause somebody to come, and we're just gonna happen to be there.
Yeah, and we also don't know the type of person this person is. How many of them are there? If they wouldn't like us filming.
We also got
they're
like,
making-
yeah, like 10 grand in equipment right here.
They're like making so much noise. There's like an active school right next to it. I don't know how to get away with that.
And a hospital. All right, well, I say let's go all the way to the opposite side of the building. Start there. I don't want to be filming and having smashing metal noises in our video.
After hearing noises coming from the upper levels, the explorers chose to leave that section and decided to move towards the opposite side of the building to avoid being detected by the scrappers. For almost the next 30 minutes, the duo cautiously moved through the building. While they did hear the noises during this time, they didn't think too much about them, as the noises were fairly distant, and it did appear as though the situation had significantly calmed down. By this point, they were less concerned about the potential scrappers and more annoyed by them, as the loud noises could easily attract unwanted attention from police officers or nearby residents, which would further compromise their exploration. Nevertheless, the duo remained inside the building and continued with their exploration, regardless of any potential presence.
It's literally 9 o'clock in the morning.
I know.
That's annoying. Why are you doing that at 9 a.m.?
Now it's not like it's coming from over here. It's like echoing. I don't know where it's coming from. I hear it. It could be coming from this side.
That's loud.
What is wrong with people, man?
Like, how are we supposed to film when they're doing this? As filmmakers and YouTubers, this is aggravating. This is annoying. That's where he came from, was right here. We just walked down that.
This sound was coming
I
from.
think it's coming like second.
Oh, I could see him.
Yeah.
I saw him. Look, oh, you can see movement. I think he has a ladder.
I hope you didn't see me.
Through that middle window, I could see movement. You saw it? It was like moving.
No, I didn't see it.
I saw some sort of like something dangle, like from the ceiling, like wires or something.
Yeah, because he's ripping them, the pipes out of the ceiling. Trying to evaluate what to do. Because this is making it hard.
Walking now. Right over us. Yeah, he's right above us.
It's like, ow, ow.
After hearing footsteps coming from the floor above them, the explorers once again moved to a different part of the building. During this time, they cautiously moved from one room to another, occasionally pausing and listening for the noises. Fortunately for the duo, they didn't hear the noises again. Thinking that the scrappers had probably left by this point, the explorers decided to make their way out of the building. However, as they were approaching the exit, that's when they encountered something far worse than anything they had encountered previously.
It opens up on the other side. Except that one door. I can't tell what that sound is. Do you hear that? Yeah. Outside, yeah. Just weird at this.
As the explorers were approaching the door, a man who seemed to be wearing some sort of uniform suddenly appeared on the other side. Unsure of the individual's identity, the duo immediately ran into one of the rooms and began hiding. For the next several minutes, they remained hidden inside the room, all while they heard loud noises coming from the section that they had just left. By this point, the explorers had absolutely no idea if the individual was a police officer, given that he was wearing a uniform. As a result, the explorers couldn't just leave the building, as they could easily be detained or even arrested for trespassing, and all they could do now was to remain hidden and hope that the individual wouldn't find them.
I don't want them to look through that window. What they're doing. He's gonna see if he can go through there. Let's just leave. No, we can't. Stay quiet. They're welding. You say he saw you. I saw him. He was right in front of the door. He has bandages on his arms. I think they're sealing everything up. Yes. We might have a problem. We can't get away because he'll see us. He'll see us straight through the hallway. We're stuck here. Take it easy.
To the explorers' absolute shock, they realized that the individual wasn't a police officer, but rather a group of firemen who were actively trying to seal the building. Given the circumstances, they simply couldn't just walk out, and were in fact trapped inside the building. As a result, the explorers were overwhelmed by fear and anxiety over everything they had been witnessing that day. For the next several minutes, they tried to remain calm and compose themselves, hoping that the group would eventually leave and not find them. However, as they were waiting for them to leave, that's when things started to take a turn for the worse for the two explorers.
Is there a floor yet? I mean, has everywhere been written? Oh, can I get those? Two. There are signs of people in here, so I'll be shocked if you come across anyone.
By this point, the explorers had been hiding behind the table for almost 3 hours. Disturbingly, the firemen had also realized that someone was hiding inside the building and were now actively searching for the explorers. The duo, realizing that they would eventually get caught, had no other option but to wait for an opportunity and make a run for it. But for them to pull this off, they needed to be extremely quick and somehow manage to escape the firemen without being caught.
We're okay. Oh my God.
Fortunately for the explorers, they managed to escape the building without being caught. When they made it back to their car, they mentioned that the group of firemen were training inside the school, which is why they were tearing down the building and thus causing those noises. They also noted that while they were hiding behind the table, one of the firemen came within a few feet of them and picked up something off the floor next to their legs, but the individual somehow didn't notice the duo. Nevertheless, this video serves as a good reminder that you never know what you might encounter while exploring abandoned buildings.